is the ability to use language, numbers, images, and other means to understand systems of a culture. Literacy applies to rock climbing in many manners. The ability to follow proper safety procedures, understanding climbing terminology, assessing difficulty levels by reading symbols, and communication. Appropriate attire is required for rock climbing, including t-shirt, rock climbing shoes, and shorts. Rock climbing has its own terminology. A belayer secures the rope while the partner climbs. Top roping is a wall that requires a harness, and bouldering is a small wall that doesn't require a harness to climb. Every rock climber was friendly, and the results of researching this community concludes that it's an endurance-building sport and that it is not as easy as it appears.
In rock climbing, literacy can be found as symbols. For example, the numbers marked on the tape represent the difficulty of the route. Rock climbs are rated from 5.1 to 5.15 on the climbing wall, starting from 5.0 being the easiest. The higher the number following the decimal point, the more difficult the climb is. The different color tape each represent a unique route a climber could take. Literacy as safety is very important in the rock climbing community. Being able to read and understand what these posters say, it's the first step of safety. Both the climber and the belayer need to understand the same phrases in order to communicate with each other and make sure nobody gets hurt. For example, on belay means the climber is tied in and is letting the belayer know of this. Once the belayer says belay on, he/she is letting the climber know that they are connected to the belay system and is ready to assume responsibility of the climber. Going into rock climbing, I thought that you just had to climb until you reach the top, but that is not the goal. Knowing the difficulty of the route you want to follow is very important. Using techniques and following safety rules leads to a successful climb.
Rock climbing provides literacy in multiple forms. These include understanding safety procedures, assessing difficulty by the various difficulty scales, and being able to map out a route before starting it. All of these compose the daily activities of what a rock climber will face. Rock climbers use these forms of literacy to progress their skill level, pushing their limits on difficult climbs, regularly training with others, and constantly thinking of their next move. In these forms of literacy that attracts people looking to push themselves, the people who enjoy putting in hard work, because understanding all the forms of literacy is very difficult. Some are easy, such as following a route by the color of tape, but others are a lot more difficult, like envisioning oneself on the route before doing the moves. So it's no wonder that rock climbing has such a tight-knit community. The people all cheer for each other and look to help better everyone involved.